Huge savings going on here at Viral Hip Hop News. If you've ever wanted to promote your brand with the platform, there's never been a better time to do so. Email me, dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for details. And if you're a subscriber, go to my channel memberships available on my homepage, SamIAmViral Podcast, exclusive content available to all my channel members. Click the link, find out how you can join. Now, let's go.
Right.
You know, we have this tendency of where, as a race, we want to prove and show that I'm better than you. And when you see social media, everybody's posting up a bottle, they're posting up food, they're posting up a party. Because the best way to get us off of the mission is you give us a chicken and beer and some fried chicken and throw us a party, a block party. We forget that we're there to change laws. That's what happened with the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressional Black Caucus was Black people who was political figures showing up, fighting for our rights and trying to change the laws to get us better fairness in this system that we call America. Well, then the sponsors got wind of it and said, let us sponsor it. Then they started throwing a party and a concert here and a party. And then now we're off topic. We're off the mission at hand. The mission at hand was not for us to come in and get a chicken and beer party. You know, everybody wants to talk about Donald Trump winning and Kamala Harris losing, and she had all of these Black women support. Yeah, she had Black women support, but what we did not see is Black women who are on the upper echelon reach down and say, you know what? I'm going to go hang with poor Black women. And those poor Black women, that's where your votes came from. You already had the votes of the upper echelon and the middle class. You didn't have the votes of the poor. And you can't be Sean Combs and just say, I'm going to only show up on Thanksgiving and give a turkey out. But then I'm going to hold the rights to your publishing. That has retribution. And you cannot, you have to grow up. See, when they see you not growing up, they don't want you to grow up. They don't want us to start adulting as Black people, because when we start adulting and we start acting like adults and we start acting civilized, that's where our power is. That's where we become dangerous. And that's when we take back our community and we take back our families.
Got one more question for you, and not outside of Jay-Z and the Diddy conversation, but you brought up something that had me thinking. I want to ask you about Candace Owens. She's a Black figure, whether people want to admit it or not. And she started off one way, but it seems though the last couple of months she's seeming to have this awakening. And one thing about her is she's aggressive, she's opinionated, and she's very articulate. What do you think about Candace Owens now? How's your thoughts, if it's ever changed? What is your overall thoughts on Candace Owens?
Well, I think Candace Owens is seeing it and waking up and realizing that she's a Black woman. You know, at the end of the day, society in America will remind you of your Blackness. You might have crossed over to the other side, and you might be married to this white guy who's affluent in the Republican Party. But at the end of the day, ain't nothing going to change about your Blackness. You're only a part of our elite club because of who you're married to. Would you be a part of this elite club if you wasn't married to this particular guy? Look at the actress who pro-Republican, and look at the young lady who came out, can't think of her name, who was dating Kanye, and she came out with a tattoo on her forehead at Trump rally.
Amber Rose.
Amber Rose. Okay, where are the Black jobs for Amber Rose? All right, Trump don't have you at Mar-a-Lago right now saying, hey, you know, I got Elon Musk and I got all, let's create an entertainment brand where we can make things better for your community. Where are they? Because they make you realize quickly that of your Blackness. Because that's one thing, you could bleach yourself and do whatever you want to do. It doesn't take away from you being Black. The genetics don't change. Candace Owens is brilliant. She's brilliantly smart, but she's having this epiphany now of saying, and I guarantee you, if we were in her inner circle, we would be a part of that epiphany, and we would see it in real time that you might be getting to have a seat at the table, and you might be getting the opportunity to taste what's on the plate at the table, but you're really not welcome to the table because they're not inviting you to the table at their private homes when they're selecting who they want to put up millions of dollars for to run for this seat. You don't have a seat at that particular table.
Right.
And reality, I think, sits in, man. It's the reality of the situation when you think about it, because her rhetoric has to change because, she's not straying too far. But at the end of the day, she's realizing who I am and that this system is really flawed.
Well
But
said.
at the end of the day, I will always keep saying it's not what they're doing to us, it's what we're not doing for ourselves. Is what we're not doing for our communities, what we're not taking our wealth and saying, you know what, let's join it together. This would have been an indelible moment to see all these iconic figures come together and say, you know what, let's put $100 million in some type of trust or some type of corporation, and we're going to make sure that we protect us, because protecting us protect the masses.
Yep.
And they didn't do that. So now you're fighting they're pitting us against each other. So now you got this slave who's been in the sweat box in 100-degree heat for 5 days. So this slave now has been broken, and this slave wants to talk. Well, the other slaves saw what that happened in that slave in that sweat box. They were like, "Nah, I don't want to go in the sweat box, but I'm going to be vigilant. I'm going to just speak my piece." All right, well, you can speak your piece. Well, we're going to unload on you now in a different way. So they unload on that slave. So now you get every slave talking, and everybody's talking so much that it sounds like Charlie Brown. Want. You can't understand the Charlie Brown's teacher because everybody wants to talk now.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. Everybody wants to talk now because doing time ain't fun. And I don't care who you talk to. People could glamorize it in rap songs, but people tell you, man, who's done time, it's not fun. Ain't nothing fun about doing time. Ain't nothing fun about somebody, treating a 50-year-old man like a child. Ain't nothing, there's no, you can't. I remember it was this correctional officer in the prison that Mr. Cosby was in. And since I was taking care of a lot of people, I was taking care of a lot of correctional officers. So to make sure he stayed safe. And that I had befriended. And he was at Chow Hall. And it was this female correction officer, who always loved harassing the men. And she came screaming. He was sitting at the table with his friends. And she said, "You're not supposed to be at this table." And he said, "Whoa, calm down and quit the barking." She said, "How dare you call me a bee?" All he did was say, "Quit the barking."
Right.
Well, this woman was known to put somebody in solitary confinement. She was known. And that's where they emasculate you. There's a young man who I'm helping now in that prison, been in there 38 years, Anthony Sutton. They call him Benny Doo. And I help get him attorneys working on his case pro bono. And right now, his son has been in there like 10 years with him. And I met him through Mr. Cosby, started the Man Up program. And Benny said, "Man, they emasculate you. They put you in solitary confinement. They strip you all your clothes. And you don't get to take a shower sometimes for 3 weeks."
Wow.
He said, and then when you do take a shower, you got females walking you to the shower and you got to undress. And and they're laughing at you and emasculating.
Wow. Damn.
That's an experience, man, that you taking a guy who's toured all over the world, who's been in every immaculate and elaborate place, flying on private jets, and you minimize them to the level of a roach or an ant. I could step on you at any time. So if you don't want to be a roach or ant, well, the next best thing for you to be is a rat.
Ooh.